Gina from Atlanta City Fashion Week. I'm here with Mondo, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself to you.
So I'm Mondo Guerra. I was originally on Project Runway Season 8 where I lost the whole damn thing. Remember that? Everybody's still mad about it.
No
But girl, the thing about it is like, it's what, 14 years later?
I know, but
Mama is older. Okay?
But you-
Older.
your designs was on point.
Thank you.
Your designs was on point.
Thank you.
How did you feel that? Like, did you feel like it was something you could do better, or do you feel like, nope, I put everything out there?
Well, yeah, I think as a creative person, you always think that like I can always do better, especially like coming off of Season 8 and showing what I did. I was always like, every time I show after that, I'm like, oh, geez, I should have did this
Yes.
and I could have won. You know, it's like, it's not feeling about failure,
Yes.
nothing like that, because I don't ever feel failure. I just feel like there's a lot of progression in my heart, in my mind, in my energy. You know what I mean?
Got you.
And so, but I will say that I'm a very competitive person. I am a very competitive person. And yeah, I just saw, you know, like I don't know. I just really wanted to win that season. Period. Why am I so salty still, bitch? It's like 14 years later. What?
But it doesn't matter.
Okay,
A competitive
okay.
person, I'm very
Okay.
competitive too. And at the end of the day, you just want to win.
Yes, of course.
So it doesn't
right?
matter if it's 14, 20 years, you just want to win.
Yes, and you know that was like for me as a younger person. I watched the first season and I saw
Right.
Jay McCarroll win, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm going to get on that show one day and I'm
Right.
going to win it."
Right.
You know, so like getting on the show, that was the first goal.
Right.
And honestly, when I got on the show, I was like, "Okay, if I get like halfway through,
Right.
I'm cool."
And-
Right? But then when you get halfway through, you're like, "Oh
Yes.
shit, am I going to win this?" Like, right? I'm like, okay, girl, we can win this, right? And then when you don't, you're like, oh, geez.
Yeah, but look at all the exposure you got.
It's been great.
How many people now know about Mondo? And how many people now want you to design clothes for them? Like now
Right.
you're a household name, and that's the big thing. You might not have won, but still, but still there's people out there that's like, I want that person to design me a dress.
Yes, and I appreciate that so much because, you know, I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would, go on a reality TV
Right.
show. I never in my wildest dreams ever felt that I would be recognized not only as an individual, but as a creative person.
Right.
You know, I've always had this passion in my heart, but like it's pretty amazing to be able to show and share that passion with millions of people. You know, that's such a
Yes.
gift, and I was so blessed to like be given that. And you know, I'll never take it for granted. I'm always grateful. I know I bitch and moan about this and that, whatever, but like, girl, like it's like
No, I know.
it really was a dream come true, and it still continues to grow and live and like prosper and everything like that.
So what if there's one thing that you could say you took away from that experience, what is it to any designers, emerging designers that's coming up, that's getting out there, that wants to be successful? What would you tell them?
Think about your sacrifices. Those are going to build you up. Your integrity is gold. Don't ever, ever, ever give up. There's going to be so many people that say you're not good enough. There's so many people that are going to say that like they don't like what you're creating, but you know what? That's your original idea.
Right.
You never, don't ever, 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 ever let go of your ideas, because those are like golden. No matter what, no matter how many people say that it's not, it's always going to be the one thing that's going to separate you apart from everybody else. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Who instilled that in you, your mom or dad?
Oh my gosh, I think it's both my mom and my dad. You know, I grew up in a very creative family, and I saw them hold their gifts very close to their heart, but not really encompass on a journey with them. You know what I mean?
Okay,
But they
yeah,
thought about
yeah.
that and they shared that with me, and I knew that like I could use the gifts that they passed on to me to really do
Right.
something that had some feet, you know,
Right.
had some traction.
Some
and
value.
yeah, and so I just kept on pushing forward, you know. Yeah, it was my mom and my dad, but also like my grandmother. Oh my god, my grandmother! You know this, like our grandmas are always the ones that are like, we know you. We've
they don't
seen you
play.
before you were
Yes,
here, right?
exactly. Exactly.
You're an extension of my daughter or my son, and like
Exactly.
you're even more
right. And they know
special,
what you can do.
right? You know
and
what I
they
mean?
What you're capable
Yes,
of.
yes. And that's the thing. That's a really good word that you said. You know, you said capable.
Yeah,
You know,
they
and
know.
like yes, and not like even that. Like we know that we're capable. Like you ever feel like, oh God, I can't do this, right? You
Yes.
feel that,
Yes.
but like you have to really honor the capability that you have. You know, like
Listen.
for you to even have the idea,
Right.
to even think about it, you
Right.
have the capability to achieve it.
Think about all the people that struggled before us.
Yes.
All the people that dealt with any kind of obstacles before we came to this where we are today.
Yes.
So for us to say we can't achieve that,
Yes.
when there's other people that did things before us and dealt with any kind
much
of
stuff,
discrimination
yes.
or anything,
So much stuff, right?
and it's
So much
like,
stuff.
wait, we're complaining that we can't do. No, you
Yes.
have no right to do that.
Yes.
You
yes.
have to achieve that goal.
Yes, and and I just for me, that's how I am. I always live my
Okay.
like that. It's goal oriented, even if
Yes.
it's like day by day.
Right.
What is my goal today? What am I
Gotcha.
going to achieve? You know,
Right.
and you can take breaks. It's very healthy to take breaks.
Right.
But I would suggest that you get back on the horse and really
Yeah.
push forward.
So what are you doing today?
Oh my God. So today I showed a collection. Girl, I was working all night. I worked till 4 a.m. Last night. I worked from like 9 till 6 and the show happened. I'm opening a off-Broadway show at New York Theater
What?
Workshop. I'm also working at the same time on 40 costumes for Lizzo's tour that's opening
That's
tonight.
huge.
That's opening tonight. So like my people back in New York are like, oh my God, calling
You
all
got
day.
a
So like
team.
all
You got a team.
girl, I had to get a team for this
You had
project
to.
because it was huge. I was like, am I going to
But
do this?
Lizzo
Yes.
is a big deal.
Yes, I love her. Like I'm a huge fan. I'm not trying to fangirl. You know this. Like
That's
I've always been a fan.
huge.
So when her team asked me to like come in and do it, I was like, what? So there's that, and then this,
See?
and then all these things. You
But
know.
the thing that you are saying to me is you don't necessarily have to win at Project Runway. You don't
Yes.
necessarily have to be the winner because
Yes.
Lizzo is a huge, huge deal.
Definitely, I feel.
And yet you're being asked to do costume design for her.
Yes, and I'm very, very grateful. I guess that I just feel very positive about the outlook, and just
Right.
keeping that attitude,
Right.
And of course, like anybody else, I have my bad days, I have my good days.
You're human.
You know what I mean? Exactly, and that's the thing that I feel as an older man is like with social media and platforms and different things like that.
Right.
I'm like, how do I compare myself to this and that, what other people are doing?
can't.
But that's not the point.
No,
It's
you
not
can't
the
do
point. It's like think about what you need,
Exactly.
And people are like, don't do this. You can't feel this way, but you can feel that way, and you should do that,
Yes.
and whatever it is,
Yes.
like, nah.
No, you
Own your
know it.
feelings,
Exactly.
engage with them,
Exactly.
put them into your work, feel passionate about where you're going,
Right.
where you've been,
Right.
and how you're going to become successful, whatever that looks like to you. Because the
Right.
sex, it has so many faces,
You're right.
and so many values.
Listen, I'm sure you have a fan club of designers, of people that follow you, that are looking up to you. You are a role model, whether you know it or not.
Thank you.
So the only thing you can do is to be true to yourself. If you're not true to yourself, those people that believe in you are gonna feel like you disappointed them. So
Right.
just be true to yourself every day.
Yes, 100%. And so a couple of weeks I watched season 8 over
Right.
again, and then I watched my All-Star season again.
Right.
And I look at that, so it's me, right? It's me
Right.
on TV in front of so many people, and I'm like, who is that person?
Right.
I know him,
Right.
but like he has grown so much.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
another thing that's really important is like to practice patience, because it's going to come to you. If
Which
you
is
have that.
fine.
I'm a Gemini, girl. Don't get crazy.
My sister's Gemini. Y'all got that split personality.
Uh-oh.
But I'm an Aries, and we don't have patience either.
But patience is
I
a
know.
virtue.
A virtue.
It is.
I know it is. So you
It
gotta
is.
learn
It is
how
a
to-
virtue,
I
you know. And I will say, like, a lot of that came to me as I got older.
Yeah.
You know,
Me too.
and you know, you're gonna trip and fall, have failures,
But we're all
or you
human.
might feel like you have failures. But you know what? These aren't failures. These are
But-
stepping stones to the next big thing.
Exactly. And because you're a competitive person, I feel like you will always go over and beyond.
Oh, geez.
You will always
Yes.
be like,
100%.
wait, what's
Yes.
that person
Yes.
doing?
Yes.
I need to do this
Yes.
and I need
Yes.
to do
Yes.
it better.
Yes. 100%.
Because that's how I am. So
I
I
am-
understand it 100%.
I am that
And you
person.
are already doing it. And
Thank
you're
you.
killing it. And
Thank
you
you.
killed it tonight.
Thank
So
you.
thank you so much for this interview. I appreciate it 100%.
Thank
and
you.
listen, we would love to have you at Atlantic City Fashion Week. Of course, you don't have to decide tonight. But listen,
She's putting me on the spot.
I love you spot.
I will be there.
Listen, I want to see the information. So if
Did you say Hotlanta?
Atlantic City,
Oh,
New
Atlantic
Jersey.
City.
You're already in Jersey. Come back.
I'm not.
I got you. I got you. Hotel
I'll go,
accommodations.
I'll go,
I got
I'll go,
you.
I'll go.
Where do you live?
I live in Clinton Hill, Brooklyn.
So New Jersey is not, but it's
You know what? So I went to Atlantic City the first time about 4 years ago, and my
Okay.
favorite thing is the boardwalk.
all
So
right.
I would wake up like early, like
Yes.
5:30,
Yes.
sunrise,
Sunset.
and ride
Walk-
my bike up and down the
Mondo,
boardwalk.
if
That's
you-
like all
You
my
need to come to our show in February.
probably one of my favorite lifetime experiences.
I got you. Hotel.
We gonna ride bikes at
accommodations.
5:30?
I will ride bikes. We
Let's
go to the
go.
gym 3 times a week. I got you.
Okay, girl, you're getting crazy now. I ain't going to the gym. I said I'm gonna ride a bike.
But I'm gonna ride a bike. I'm gonna ride a bike. I will do whatever you want me to do because I want you to show a
That's the
connection.
least I can do.
Please, I'll ride a bike with you. We do
Let's
our
go,
show
let's
in
go, let's
February.
go. Let's
February
do it.
Saturday,
Let's do
February
it.
18th.
Yes, let's do
Don't
it.
forget,
Okay,
Mondo.
it's right after Valentine's Day. How could I forget about that?
All right.
It's one of
It
my
was
favorite
a
holidays.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye. What's
He's
your
passed
dog?
out. He said, "Good night, Gordy."
Hi, Gordy. No, he's not
Oh,
passed
he's
out.
like,